Aha! So this is kind of where we are when it comes to AI. It's really the Wild West out there, isn't it? So this gift comes from a fistful full of dollars, and it's about how this stranger comes to town and really affects the balance, the power balance in that city. And very much like AI. AI has come and it's really affecting a lot of aspects of our society. If you allow me to be a little bit of a geek here, so a fistful of dollars is actually from Sergio Leone, but he was sued by Kurosawa for stealing his movie. Basically, what Kurosawa said is, this is a great movie, but it's my movie. Which fits even better with this analogy, since AI also brings so many issues when it comes to IP protection and protection of creative ideas. So, why is this the Wild West? Many reasons. AI consumes a lot of energy. I think we all know this. But just to give you here an idea in some numbers, so up here you have conventional data centers. Down here we have hyperscale data centers, all the way to the largest announced. And this is a relation to household consumption of energy. The largest data centers announced actually are around 5 million, the equivalent of 5 million houses. That's bigger than Portugal for one data center. A lot of issues when it comes to CO2 emissions. These are satellite pictures from Colossus, the AI from Elon Musk. And what you see here, it's not Christmas decoration, it's actually methane burners that are burning methane 24/7. Now, this is illegal, and at the highest has been 35 methane burners. Now in January, EPA has said, you know, it's illegal what you're doing. What they did, very smart, put the burners on top of trolleys. Oh, it's not actually installed there. It's a trolley. We can move it if we want. The EPA said, no, still illegal, but it's still happening, still going strong. The impact of AI and water, huge. A lot of the data centers, this is from the US, are actually also being implemented in areas that already have water scarcity. Now, you know, quote me on this. The future of AI is not really dependent on algorithms or data. It's going to be determined by water, by energy, by planetary boundaries. We keep having this discourse, this very ambitious, very interesting discourse about where AI is taking us, but we are limited. We are limited to this planet. There is such a thing as planetary boundaries. To all this, to the impact in the planet, there's a lot of issues related, for example, with AI and biases. I think most of us here are aware, but basically when you have AIs that are trained on data, and that data is biased, therefore the AI will also be biased. And the absolute lack of regulation. It's really interesting what has been happening lately with this spat between Anthropic and the White House. Because the lack of regulation is such that this technology is being controlled by the terms of service of a commercial contract. This is very much related to risk. So we could say that risk are probabilities, things that we see that we don't control, but there's a huge amount of uncertainty. Uncertainty is basically everything that is related to risk, but we cannot see, we cannot foresee. And a lot of these consequences we cannot really foresee. Most of the days I feel like this. Is this? So this is Tuco. This is from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And this is Tuco talking to Blondie, which is Clint Eastwood, I feel mostly that I'm talking to another blonde person that lives in a house that is white. Now, if we are in this situation that there's a lot of risk, there's a lot of uncertainty, a big feeling of being overwhelmed on what is happening, what can we do about it? And this is where I think the connection with sustainability is really, really interesting. Sustainability has a bunch of frameworks to do exactly this, to work with risk, to work with uncertainty. I have here one of my books that was just now published in November, and I'm going to have a little competition with you here. And whoever knows the answer gets the book. Are you ready? The question is, which tool from sustainability, from the world of sustainability, coming from CSRD, looks into the impact of a business in society and vice versa? What is happening in society, the impact in a business? Yay! A book, go in there. Let's do double materiality for AI. We are saying that we're having difficulties implementing AI. Yeah, do a double materiality for it. Understand the impacts in society and vice versa. This was one of the points of an article that we wrote for the Financial Times in October with the Chapter Zero Alliance. Another interesting aspect of connecting sustainability and AI is related to this. And let me take some time to kind of guide you through this. This is an original idea. We are coming out with a book chapter, actually, now in Q2, looking into the relation of AI and ecosystems and sustainability. So here's the thing. Foundation models. They used to be pretty new. Everyone has access to them, right? Okay, they are foundation models, LLMs. Okay, this is the base of AI. Most organizations have access to it. And now, what we are saying is, okay, if you want AI to be really interesting and really relevant for you, what you do is that you put a layer on it of proprietary data. So your own data from your organization, your customers, and then you can kind of integrate a bit further and make it a little bit more special, more relevant to you. But what I'm saying is, even this is going to get pretty standardized pretty soon. Because your competitors, if you're a business in Portugal, and you're competing, let's say, with a business, let's say in India, for example, pretty soon they will also have, they have the same LLMs already, they have the same foundations, pretty soon they'll have the same kind of data. What will be the data that makes really special what you're doing? It's the data that you're developing with your stakeholders. Your stakeholders are only yours. If you're based in Portugal, if you're based in the EU, you have your specific stakeholders. And that is where you have data that no one else has. So data creates the differentiation, but while working with your stakeholders in an ecosystem, you make it so that data is a strategic moat. It's something that is very, very hard to copy. So just kind of going back here, so you're increasing differentiation, increasing the strategic advantage, and lowering the replicability of what you're doing. So it's going to be really hard for someone else on the other side of the world to do what you do. And sustainability, how you work, for example, in a circular system, is increasingly important in that context. Very quickly, an example. This is John Deere, and what they have been doing is the see and spray technology. So they have 36 high-definition cameras in these booms in tractors, and as they go through the fields, it kind of, these nozzles just put herbicides where there's a weed. This decreases the consumption, around 50% the consumption of herbicide. Very clear sustainability benefits there. But they are scanning the fields. They get all this data. I think it's pretty smart. They put everything in a platform, so the agricultors can go, the farmers can go and look at the data, and they also have access to this data. This is a strategic moat. It's very hard for someone else to copy this. Responsibility, responsibility, responsibility for your internal stakeholders, external stakeholders, and the planet. Very recently, in October, PwC came now with a report exactly looking into the value of responsible AI, and more than 58% of businesses improved return on an AI investment when done responsibly. Because wherever law ends, tyranny begins. Without law, there is nothing. What are you going to do about the Wild West? Thank you.